I think it's gonna happen.
Okay, he's a fortune teller, guys. He knows. No, honestly though, there's some stuff that he talks about, and I'm like, I mean, it makes sense, you know. And
if the sport's gonna go anywhere, it's like competition breeds competitions. And I'm just gonna say, but we wanted that.
Well,
we want to use the button.
No, but honestly, support us. Again, like Rob said, we're going to be bringing on some people. We want to form a team. Just throwing it out there, you know, Rob, Hollywood, they've done some great things. Started in this crew, I was honored enough for them to name me their team captain. Honored to do that and help anyone that comes on the team, or be able to, for myself, to get help as well by people who are more advanced than myself, and you know, be able to take tips from them. I mean, because
even from the AMs, you can learn something.
Yeah,
but it's usually like what not to do.
It's weird because, well, not just that. It's like
sometimes they have that one good shot though that it's like, hey,
yeah, well, not just that. Sometimes you find yourself.
Yeah, we're out there once, man.
I know we were all there once.
But you find yourself, training someone, or telling them to do something. Then you realize, like, damn, I'm not even doing that. So that's how I feel like sometimes you can learn from everyone. But again,
you definitely take something from everybody. I definitely believe that. I strongly believe that.
Yeah. And if you ever watched last season, you'll learn that we started off casually, right? But now we want a team, and we're getting pairs of all levels: MA3, MA2, females, kids, MA1,
babies,
pros,
rabbits,
dogs. But
all right, calm down, Lone Star.
Calm down. Shout out to Lone Star.
Hashtag baby arm. Sponsored by Mattel.
And then again,
we digress. I'm sorry, I'm just kidding.
But again, our sponsors as well too. Obviously, mine is Disc Kings, right, and then also Disc Fam as well for this year, 2024.
Shout out to Disc Fam.
Still taking a year to just kind of throw an open bag. I mean, obviously, there's sometimes you don't have choices where you want to be on a team, but you kind of do on certain teams when you're at a certain level.
On your team.
Yeah. But again, it's also one of those things where, you know, when do I want to throw? What's going to help me win out there? Is it going to be a specific person?
I think I can throw just as well with any disc.
Right.
But it's what feels good in my hand. It's like the mental side.
Whose disc are you throwing right now, though?
Yeah, who's your sponsor?
I want to shout out to my sponsor, Gateway Disc Sports. Man, they just sent me some. I just want to shout them out. They sent me some great plastic. Dave McCormick's doing some great things.
They sent them a lot of stuff.
And Corey Folkens, you know, our team captain, doing a great thing, with keeping our team together. And, you know, we got all levels on the team. I've moved up to Premier Ambassador. So excited to rep them and, you know, continue to rep the brand well, and to make sure to do what I need to do to get out there a little more and, you know, just be productive with what it is that we're doing.
Yeah, they're coming out with good plastic. I mean, Rob lets me throw some of his reels and some of his
ethers.
I like his journeys.
Dude, that ether, man. Oh, that ether is so nice.
Yeah, the Warrior is also one of
my staples in my bag.
Your Assassin has kind of been the one.
You know, always my Wizards and my Assassins, man. Those are just so nice.
Yeah, they're
we got some big news coming, and hopefully, you know, we can share that. You know, obviously we'll unveil it as we go. You know, we're getting better at the social media thing. And
let us know what you throw. What do you throw? What do you find?
What do you want to feel like? If you were to like build any kind of disc, like what would it feel like? You know,
what
like
would be your
what are your ideal numbers? I'm thinking of 9
flight numbers.
So I'm thinking like a flight number. We were talking in Hollywood. We're talking about this earlier. So like for a putter, a 0. What was it? What were the numbers?
We were thinking about like a 2, 4.
What are the Wizard numbers?
Off the bat, I think it's a 2.
Is it like 2, 3, 0, 1?
So let's say it's that. I wanted a 2, 5, 0, 1.5.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
I say that because I think there's a hole in my game where I feel like it would feel so nice to like just kind of just float it, but then also be able to throw it off the tee and be able to shape something really nice. I don't know what it would fly like, so I don't know but I'm thinking something like that. So just tell us, listeners, like you're listening. So what kind of disc would you want? You know, send us that message. That could be the thing that they have to send us. Send us numbers. Send us numbers, flight numbers, 4 numbers. If you don't know what the flight numbers are, you have the first.
Now, what
four
type
numbers.
of plastic? What,
Yeah,
do you
what's
like
it?
base plastic? Do you like
230.
gummy plastic? Do
You like glow
gummy
plastic?
Let us know what kind of stuff you like, right? Because you never know, right?
There's a lot of ideas out there, you know, and
we might make it one day.
Yeah, so it's just, you know, we want to, I know it feels good to me, but at the same time, you want to make it to where it's like, man, this is universal. Like, this is coming out of the box. It's so consistent, you know what I mean? And it's reliable. Like, my Firebird's a big staple, you know? And it's one of those ones where I know I can do like 5 or 6 different shots with it. Backhand, forehand, thumber, roller, you know, tomahawk, whatever.
Tell us, Al. Tell us.
And just tell us, you know, what's the most need in your game? I feel like a good approach one is a high need for me.
Yeah.
Like a warrior type disc, a gateway made disc. I love it.
And that takes me into the next topic, right? I know you mentioned earlier, right? Not just me, but everyone in general. Like, what are you doing to get better year over year?
For me, personally,
Just in general, just like that. I want them to tell us like what are they doing, and then like what are you doing, Rob? I mean, like
For me,
what
it's-
has been your biggest change from last year? What have you noticed about yourself? What have you corrected, or what have you like started doing?
honestly, what's changed for me is mindset. And my mindset, and what I mean by that is letting go of what I can't control. It starts with my mind. It starts with my mind, and it's really making myself, when I'm on the course, to be in a very calm state and just have fun, right?
I can't tell the difference though. I can't tell the difference. It's
think-
funny you say that because
Shot shaping, just picking the line like a Madelram or like an Isaac Robinson that it's kind of quick, but it's also within a rhythm, right? A rhythm, but it's also, it could be tailored down and slowed down and back up. The patience, right? So it's a mental side of it for me, but then also doing a lot of putting. I've noticed that, hey.
do you feel that was one of the areas you needed to improve most?
Putting, probably, definitely. It could definitely be up there if it weren't for, you know, just silly mistakes. Or now it's not even so much course management as it is just now that I've solidified a lot of my gateway bag. This is my second year throwing them, being sponsored by them. It's becoming familiar with the plastic. You saw my bag before I was like, I had mint, I had Innova, I had this.
Yeah, you had a lot of different.
So a lot of my bags now, I maybe
in there.
I have most of their molds, and I throw mainly that.
Yeah,
I think
you
I have
throw all
like
of
one thing. I only have one destroyer in there that I love. That I just kind of like my baseball one, like
Blue one.
Yeah, my teal one. Yeah, everybody says blue. Like, what's teal? I was like,
He does make the correction.
but but everything else, Wizards, you know, like, you know, hard plastic, soft plastic, you know, glow plastic, you know, and the realms are nice. I got it in glow plastic and NXT plastic.
And he'll show some of those throughout the season as
Yeah.
he gets them in. They're always setting up stuff. Like I said, I'm jealous, but what could I
Maybe
know we
when
did this?
maybe when episode y'all should do what's in your bag from y'all sponsor.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. What's in our
That'd be
bag?
pretty
That would
cool.
be cool, so people could see what we're throwing. I mean,
Yeah.
it might be different from what you're throwing. It might make
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
definitely
locals
see what-
might want to know what y'all are throwing, you know, because they do see y'all kind of ripping it off the tee sometimes, you know. Curious to know what y'all are throwing.
Yeah, for sure. And then I guess Rob, like also too, what yeah, I mean that's good to go. I mean, because again, sometimes some people are unsure of what they want to throw or how and this should
I feel
fly.
so confident in throwing that ether. Like, you've seen me throw these gaps, and it's
Yeah.
just like, it's effortless, and it's just like, man, I feel like I can control it. And then at the realm, I feel like I can really yank on it and pull that little flip the flat to a little turn, and then let it swing big. That's when I want to get it like a certain angle, right? Like a dog leg.
I want to show you on the course. We're gonna have episodes this season where we're gonna be out on the course, right?
You're gonna see our silly errors, or you'll see
Yeah,
great
you'll see
shots, or
great
you'll see
shots.
good putts, or horrible putts.
But I think we both have the speed to actually show you what the disc is going to do. In case you're curious about actually, like maybe we're throwing a disc that you're been curious about throwing, but not sure how it flies. I think we could give you a good representation of what that looks like, full flight and full speed. So be on the lookout for that, and we're excited to get those rounds going, and
And then
us
just
being
sharing
around.
with our non-local people from San Antonio some local courses here, and give a good layout kind of, because there's not a whole lot of footage of the layouts here in San Antonio, the beautiful courses that are here.
Yeah, and there's more again. like
And
we were
then,
saying,
I mean,
there's more
just
coming.
obviously we'll branch around, but we'll start here locally just to kind of highlight some of the awesome work that people do. You
And
know.
how many courses did you say are?
I think there's 4 or
works?
5 being being worked on, and I think a few other ones in Bonds
Oh yeah,
and
there's
stuff
the
like that.
Northeast ISD one too.
Yeah.
Northeast ISD. Then there's gonna be the Lions Park ones.
And then there's going to be one on the south side. I
South
believe.
side. Yeah, I
Is that
think
time
is it the one over there? By I heard something about being built off of the old golf course over there.
Maybe.
So I think it is that one.
Maybe. I see that.
So, yeah, I mean,
Pecan Valley.
and then of course McLean 1, McLean 2.
Yeah, right.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, I mean, where you at now, Rob? What, like, again, I know we did this a lot last season, but everyone progresses every season. You can even see that in the pros. What's a tip to the amateurs that are just getting started that you would give down that's something that they can focus on, or something that someone would have told you faster or something like that for you to improve your game more?
I would say two things. First thing is practice your 18 to 36 footers, and then I would say practice your approach or your drives depending on what kind of course you're playing, right? So that you know if it's going to be a layup one, you know it's going to have to be really focused on your drives. Not neglect, break down practice routines to prepare for whatever it is. If you're in a tournament play, now if you want to get better, putter rounds. If you throw a putter round, it's going to give you immediate feedback on what angle you're throwing, what if you're struggling with nose angle, but then also being able to throw that. I think that's if you want to get better quicker, that's the best way you can get better
And it
quicker.
teaches you how to throw straight lines too.
But then it also forces you to shape stuff, and it forces you to throw that nose angle. And if you throw it wrong, it's going to give you immediate feedback on where you have that nose angle.
And not just that, though, when you can start to get down to a putter on approach shots or even second shots.
Oh, you slow
whatever
it down anytime.
Yeah.
You don't want to be sliding by the basket. That is
or sliding out of bounds.
That is the quickest thing that I can also save strokes on a lot of AMs is where they approach the green that have out of bounds all around it. Is they're approaching with a way faster speed.
From 100 feet.
Yeah, and I get it. There's that touch.
Yeah.
But at some point, you have to have something where you're practicing on landing it.
There's a reason
like
why
skipping short and then rolling around the circle in the bullseye, right?
Yeah.
That should be the goal. If you're not running it, that's the way you should be playing it. And not like rolling 35 or 28. You're putting pressure on your putting game, which if you're not confident from there, which if you're not doing that, then you're probably not confident in putting.
Yeah.
Or you are putting yourself a lot of pressure on your game to have to make longer putts than a 15-footer than versus a 26 to 38-footer when you're sliding by the basket with a faster speed disc.
Yeah.
So maybe take an overstable mid-range or take a driving putter, whatever feels comfortable in your hand that you know you can give it that full swing. Especially when you're playing in winds like the way we play here, you got to be very confident with your nose angles, but also with what disc understable you're going to be thrown into a headwind, stuff like that. That also you have to think like AMs don't think that of how things are going to be shaped after it hits that wind, or it should do this it should. But what are the tendencies, right? It's not always going to work perfect, right? Because there's minute details in the way it's going to catch it, there's all these different variables. But at the bottom line is that you have to know what disc you're throwing.
Yeah. And that's what I wanted to touch on too, because I'm thinking right now in my head too, and it's something I always think. And again, some of this might not be applicable to you. It might be one of those, you might be at the level where we are above us, right? But for the abs coming in, maybe they are looking for some of these answers. I mean, if I could just break it down to 3 things, it's going to be 1, trust yourself, right? Like, know your disc. The way you're going to trust yourself is by knowing your disc.
Are there any trust falls in that trust thing? Nah, just kidding.
Sometimes there's trust falls with no one there to catch you.
I know, right?
But trust yourself, right? Know your wins. Go to, I really say, if you're trying to get, if you're trying to play casually. If you're trying to play tournaments and get better, hit the field. You got to know what your discs are going to do. That's what's going to give you the confidence. And like Rob said, putt. Like putting, I've seen people.
You know what I hear a lot, and I'm guilty of it too, but it's like, hey man, it's the first time I've ever thrown this disc, and I've seen it in the middle of a tournament. I'm like, that's not.
Yeah, that's probably not the best thing to do. So really know
your disc. Hey, I just got this in my player's bag. I was like, okay. But it's like MA3 guy, and it's not like anybody in MA1 usually or MPO, but sometimes that, for me, I found that in a tournament, I'll buy a Destroyer. I used to always just buy a Destroyer.
Yeah, you used to.
That was just beefy. Brand new. Second day I would use that one, and I would just slicing stuff. Just something about it being new.
Yeah. So don't do that. And then again,
but don't do that. But I used to do that.
So besides confidence in yourself, putting, slow it down. If you're not hitting your.
But now I got my realms.
Yeah, he's complete now.
Complete.
But slow it down. Remember that. That's one thing I could give. But yeah, just pivoting again. Again, we just wanted to reintroduce ourselves back for the season. We have a lot of cool things to come. I feel like we have so much things to talk about. We can't even get it in on this session. So, everything's going to be broken down. You're going to be able to get on film with us. We're going to have local pros.
Yeah, and even tell us who
like
we want on. And if you want to come on, if you got something to offer, which I think everybody does, but, just don't be a weirdo. But,
and also on the same channel, comment. Is there any tips that you can give amateurs? Or if you have questions about anything too,
let's have a chat, man.
How can we help you with your form, with,
help me,
anything like that?
Help you.
Yeah, exactly. So help us or
help you.
See how we can help you. But definitely subscribe. And, before we get going, I just want to talk about the other local events coming up. So, of course, again, like Rob was saying, huge community. I'm also heavily involved in the Austin community. Not involved itself, but I know a lot of what's going on out there, like with Goose Promotions, Waterloo, things of that sort, big clubs, everything going on. There's a lot of things going on, but just, again, we mentioned some of the A tiers, Kobo, Loso, Mindesk Open. There's a lot of B tiers, too. The ATX Open, Circle G, Nacogdoches Open, Monahan ran. Shout out to Amy and Kevin over there.
They're doing a great job over there. So if you ever get a chance, go check out that one. I know you got to do by appointment or something like that, but I mean, shout out to Amy and Kevin. Kevin did a great job.
Yeah,
so did Amy promoting it and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then, but yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to that one. I'm trying to play 20 plus tournaments this year, so
yeah, same.
If it's any A tier, B tier, I'm probably going to be playing it.
I'm going to try to stay away from the C tiers, but it's hard just because
have a good flex round.
We can get into this in the next episode about ratings and stuff like that. That's been a whole big old thing, but
Why did you have to say that?
I know, right?
I feel like I want to start talking on it now, but yeah, we'll get into all that stuff, man. I mean, ratings. I'm pretty sure there's going to be new topics coming out throughout the year, more drama, things of that sort. I mean, you got babies on the way with Mason Diaz, Katrina Allen, and obviously Austin Hannibal on the other side of the MPO side of things. But who's next, right? Awesome. If you comment, throw it out there. Who's next to get pregnant?
You want to do some squares?
I just want to know, right? What do you think? We never know. But
what does it matter?
Huh?
I mean, I'm happy for them.
Yeah, well, I mean, it means that they're probably going to be out this season.
No, they can make it.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's
cool stuff, though. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, it doesn't affect anything. I think it's a cool story. It's literally a cool story to talk about. That's what it is. Because imagine Katrina Allen. What do you think their headline's going to be? It's going to talk about Katrina Allen winning and why she's pregnant. Right?
That's good for the game, I guess. Yeah, I didn't see it that way, but that's a great way of seeing it.
And so,
I thought you were just kind of taking us on to the left field,
No, I'm just saying. It's one of those things where life happens, and sometimes, like Paul Macbeth, he had a kid.
It's a circle of life,
He has to get back in it now. I mean, it's obviously
Don't
seen
forget
that
about
it's hard.
Simon Lazat, too.
Simon, again, think about it. All these guys have babies, and look at their performance right now. It's
and you got like 6 kids.
Yeah, dude, that's why I could never get up there.
6 kids.
This guy.
Paige Shue, too. She had a baby.
Who?
Paige Shue.
Yeah, Paige Shue. I mean, she was gone for some time. And Hollywood, it's funny you say that because think about how much the game evolved in the time that she was out.
Right. Exactly.
During that time, Kristen Tatar stepped on the scene more.
I know
exactly what Merge, all of them.
Cat Merge,
they were throwing DX Plastic.
Yeah, dude, she was throwing DX Plastic.
That's where she's like the macho man of the women's disc golf. If you see her in your
I love when she starts to act like the macho man. Yeah, she's got something going there.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
But guys, I mean,
we're gonna wrap this up. I think we've talked about what we want to talk about.
And some, a little bit of this,
and then some,
and some bloopers. But that's what happens when you've had a little bit of time off, and you come back, you just having fun, right? And again, giveaway. Like
there's going to be a better scene because of all these awesome volunteers.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of tournaments coming up here locally. We have Kodo. Capital of Texas Open. Then you have Loso coming up, which will be there for 3 days at Hillside.
Hillside, Lakeside, and UC.
Yeah, so
We'll get to that. We want to touch base on Loso as well too. But real quick, just to mention, these are all A tiers, right? So there's way more A tiers this year than last year. So
That's good.
Rob mentioned Kodo, right? I just want to touch base on well, let's hit Mid-Disc for Open, right? So Mid-Disc Open is the first one to happen. That's going to be happening at the ranch. That's going to be an A tier, right? Awesome course. If you haven't checked it out, Adam Case has put together an awesome course out there. It's beautiful.
Love to have you on too, by the way.
Yeah, for sure. Adam, if you watch this, we want to talk to you. But yeah, again, beautiful course, dude. You're doing great things out
Getting all
there.
those hashtags? All right, cool.
Yeah, championship course for sure. So we look forward to playing that one. But again, that one leads us into Loso first, right? So Loso, again, A tier, Lakeside, Hillside, UC. Excited to see who plays in it.
There's usually some big names that show up for this. There's usually a really good person live.
There's a lot of big names in his name.
Our very own. I'll let you tell. You should tell him now, but I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, yeah, man. I mean, I'm definitely gonna take a shot at it this year, as far as just kind of like competing and whatnot. I definitely want to play on the MPL side of things. I think Hillside, Lakeside fit my my game really well. So I'm excited to just kind of see where me personally I stand with that field of great players.
You're gonna do great.
Yeah, so that should be exciting. But on the other side of things, right, like we're gonna play. Rob's gonna try and take down MA40 again. That field has probably doubled or tripled from last year.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, I still feel that he should take it. So I'm excited.
I'm gonna just go play my game.
I don't want to put nothing in his head or nothing like that. That's why. But
It doesn't work.
You know, again,
It's just gonna be me throwing a bad shot at anything.
He's gonna be fine. I say he goes back to back as an early prediction, right? I don't know where I'm gonna stand. I just don't want to be last, to be honest.
Dude, you're not gonna be last. You're gonna bomb with the best of them.
Yeah, we'll see.
But we gotta talk about C-Rod's new distance because it's sick.
Yeah, you can rip
He's got some rip to it now.
Yeah, but before I do want to finish out with that, just kind of like what we've done personally to kind of get better since our last season and whatnot, and then the new members and what we want to do with them, and anybody else that wants to be part of Disc Kings. But Loso, man, tell everyone about like how we're going to be in it, what you know about it, and how maybe they can help us out, and we can maybe also give them a little bit of something as well too for being able to help us out as well.
So the other cool thing is we're gonna take this podcast to Live Oak Hillside.
Yes.
So we'll have our booth, our Disc Kings Disc Golf booth, which we have a lot more details coming up. We have websites coming up, social media handles, all kinds of cool, awesome things ways you can hook up with us and get this awesome merchandise that we have right here as well. But
fresh for 2024.
Yeah, we got some new members joining our teams and stuff like that. So we got a lot of cool, exciting news coming from straight from San Antonio, the Alamo City, man. And we're looking at making our mark in 2024 and keep on rocking.
Yeah, I mean, this is we have the vision, right? I'm pretty sure this is where people like Mint started. Disc graph, right? It started. That's the biggest thing. So we want to see where it goes. We want to see where we can get with everything, but I don't think anyone has been able to do it without the support of supporters, right? Listening to us, sharing us, spreading our name. So please remember
subscribe, tell like 5 friends.
Yeah, 5 friends, which we'll get to a giveaway as well too when it pertaining to that. And real quick,
we just do it right now. How should we do it? Real quick, what are the rules?
You got to like, you got to subscribe, you have to share to at least 2 people. Right? Once you do
How
that,
do you do that? You tag their name or what?
Tag their name. We're going to look.
You hyperlink their name, right?
Hyperlink their name.
Whether that be social media or Instagram or
Facebook.
social
media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube itself, however you want to share it, like it, but you got to like, you got to subscribe.
How about the downloads from Spotify, Apple Podcasts, which we can get, and then also Anchor, some of these other.
I'll tell you what, if you download it, that's an automatic entry fee.
Okay,
and we're
cool.
going to do a raffle, and we're going to, raffle it off on the next show.
I don't know how we would know that they downloaded it because I don't think it tells us that, but what we could do is it just messages.
Yeah, message us. We're going to go off the honor system like disc golf.
So what are they winning?
So today, we're going to win a big car.
I don't think I have it here.
So it's going to be a surprise, but it's going to be some Disc Kings.
Well, we'll message you, and then we'll give you a choice of 3 days.
Some DK merch.
It'll be some DK merch. It'll be some swag that we'll be sending you.
At the end, it's free. We're sending it to you. do it. I just want to give a shout out real quick, right? We had a big supporter last season, right? And a couple of supporters, right?
Oh yeah, and I want to thank my sponsor as well.
Yeah, and yes, we're gonna definitely thank our sponsors because we're kind of nowhere without them. But at the same time, this is just a guy, genuine guy, nice guy, helps out in the community, listens to our podcast. He won like every raffle for us last season, and you could ask him yourself, and we gave him some good stuff. We caught him on camera the other day, so it's gonna be cool to add some footage of him. Mr. Mitch Rondo. Yeah.
Shout out, Mr. Mitch.
Yeah, he's watched like every one of our episodes. He's given us some feedback.
We're always open to it. We want to get better, and I think the thing is, we're in a new spot. We have new equipment. We have new team members where they're only going to add value and only going to get better
and grow us. So you're going to hear us when you say Disc Kings. You're going to know exactly what they're talking about.
And let's have some questions, guys. Shoot some questions through the comments about topics you want us to talk about. Message us through Facebook, Instagram.
Even just open the YouTube video. You don't gotta watch it. No,
here we go.
No, watch it, please do.
Just turn the podcast. As you're at work,
what does it hurt, right? At the end of the day, it's better than this rap gibberish sometimes that they're playing on the radio and all that. But yeah, again,
I love rap.
Give us a listen. But kind of getting back to it again, Loso, we're gonna be heavily involved, as Rob was saying.
We're going to be one of the sponsors, so we'll talk about what kind of sponsor.
We're going to be there all 3 days,
look
right?
for the logo, man.
We're going to be there all 3 days?
Look for the DK logo and the Disc and That podcast
3 days?
logo.
So we're going to be there
3 days. Friday,
right?
Saturday, Sunday.
At
What days?
Hillside. It's going to be May 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So mark your calendars.
Cinco de Mayo?
Yes, Cinco de Mayo. If
Yes!
you want to come visit out with us, we'll put you on some,
That's what our theme should be. I just thought about it.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Margaritas.
Dressed in
I don't know about that, but
red, white, and green.
Red, white, and green. That could be our color of our jersey.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Hey, foreshadowing. But again, we have merchandise y'all for the new year. We have hats. We're taking custom orders for collared shirts. We're going to by the time the tournament does come around, we're going to have koozies. We're going to get some grip bags in. I don't mean like grip bags. I have little grip hand
Chalk bags.
Yeah.
I think he's talking about chalk bags, guys.
Chalk bags. Sorry, I call it grip because it gives me grip.
Rosin bags.
But
Rosin bags.
check us out, y'all. Again, support us. There's a lot of people out of the scene, and
we're looking to get some new AMs out there. So we're gonna add a few members, which we'll talk about probably in our next podcast once they finish deciding on the dotted line and doing what they got to do. But we're willing to work with anybody from the community, and at the end of the day, it's about what you bring to the game, and that's what we're about here. Is we want our brand to represent peace and harmony, but also like a part of the community and how we can build stuff organically, but then also build stuff by building each other up.
Yeah.
So that we can promote the sport on a bigger global scale. Which I think if we tap into Europe and we tap into those big, just like Live Golf over there, and there's going to be somebody who's going to invest money eventually. That's kind of my vision of the, there's not just going to be the DGPT tour. It's going to be definitely another tour that kind of breaks the mold and
don't get them started, guys. Don't get them started.
Yeah, don't get me started.
That's a whole other.
But I definitely would like to talk about that at some point.
We're going to talk about that because Rob has some interesting theories that I don't know how many other
theories.
They're not theories, or there's just like.
Why is it got to be a theory? Why can't it just be a fact?
Visions. We'll say visions.
Your putt is awesome.
Yeah, there's sometimes where, because Veronica, my wife, right, she was watching it with me, and there were some pretty far putts where I was like, oh, man, why'd you put yourself in that position? And then boom, dead center. And it's like, wow, like those 35 footers don't even phase it.
Some 50 footers.
Jump putt ones, everything.
Runner.
Yeah. And then,
wow.
But yeah, moving on to my NPO division, I mean, I'm going to say my dark horse is going to be Coriolis. And Calvin Heimberg's my boy. He looked too strong today to go 2 double bogeys and still shoot -8 and be in contention on chase card. Like, that's going to be scary. That's going to be scary. I mean, but again, I think.
And he's only going to get better, I think, and maybe be like at 8 under, right?
Yeah, because it's his first tournament.
So I think he'll be at 10, then 12, or 10, 9, 12. Or 10 or 9, 12, something like that, the last 2 rounds.
I think tomorrow weather is going to kind of keep everyone where they're at or worse, right? Like as far as casement goes. But I say on Sunday, Calvin shoots like a -12. I say he shoots like hot around a -12.
Yeah. It's there for him.
For sure, yeah.
But that can giveth and taketh real quick. And what do you think about the wooded courses?
Dude, well, the wooded courses itself
like
are
the back, what they did new in Austin.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. It's already punishing the lines and everything that you got to take, but they added an OB. Like, they were asking all the players what they thought about the OP. Some looked, of course, everyone said, oh, I'm not worried about it, but we saw you play it today, and it looks like you were worried about it. So, I mean, I will say the course looks hard. You got to hit your lines. I mean, you got to fully commit. And, it was getting some of the best players. And, like I said, Calvin was on a row, and all of a sudden, boom, double bogey. Strong again, boom, finish off double bogey. So it could come up with you even if you're having a good day. So that's what I said. I'm excited to see where this ends and finishes. And once we kind of get everything going, we're going to start, wanting to hear from you. What are your picks, right? What do you have for the upcoming tournaments? We're going to have some giveaways incorporated with that. Real quick, Jory, Hollywood, what are y'all seeing? Who's winning it?
I mean, y'all pretty much weeded out the players right there. I mean,
yeah, I guess they're in agreement.
I mean, like I said, Kristen Tatar going to the women's. I mean, she's a runner. She's a track star, man. She puts on a show.
And you know what? I enjoy watching her dominance, but it's like watching Tiger in his prime. It's like really like
F1 players and golfers, yeah, like they know how to swoop it. You know what I mean? Like just take it. But as far as the males, I mean, you're right too on Calvin, man. He had a lot of good plays out there.
Calvin's my pick for MPO.
Yep.
FPO, I'm leaning towards Katrina Allen. How many women have won while pregnant? You know what I mean? Like that's a feat in itself.
Mm-hmm.
So if she can maintain that stamina, because I'm sure having that baby, it wears on her. So I'm rooting for her.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of Kat. I mean, she seems cool. I mean, always cool. I mean, it's kind of weird though. Like for myself, it's like I always want to see Kristen win, but it would actually be pretty cool to see someone else win as well too, as long as it's someone I like.
And then I feel like I like the way she plays when she's playing well, but I want other people playing well at the same time. Like Evelyn at her best, Valerie at her best, Katrina Allen at her best, Kat Mertz at her best. All these other awesome.
If you watch them play disc golf, you know if they're going to do well in that course or not because of the stature of what they have to play against. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'll say everyone likes a comeback story. I'm not saying Paige Pierce is out of it, but she is working her way back. I like to see her start improving too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean,
she needs a W too. Coming back from an injury, she does. Yeah.
Sometimes all you need is that W, so you could be like, there it is, and find it again. And
I saw Anthony Barella get that momentum when he won the chess.
Too, man.
So AB, he's gonna be there all year. Calvin's gonna be there all year.
And interesting you say that, dude. I wrote this down here too as a reminder. So AB has actually, I mean, if y'all haven't noticed, he's either won or placed top 5 in the first 3 tournaments of the year.
He was
definitely lost in a playoff in Memorial Championship. Mm-hmm. He took chess.com, and now he's in Waco. I believe he placed 4th or 5th. So
and he tied with Mason. Shout out to Mason too. I think he finished T5
W. Right, come on.
Definitely feel like Mason's
correct me if I'm wrong.
It's not that he didn't make a come up already, but I think he's getting so consistent now where we're gonna see him in.
Seen a lot of coverage of him.
He's gonna make the All Stars this year.
Yeah,
I think he'll make
the
the All Stars
last year.
Well, it's arguable. There's so many people out there.
Yeah, there's so many.
And he didn't even win a tournament. But guys, look, there's like 30 plus events that are going to happen this year professionally, right? All the way from here to Sweden to Finland. I mean, it's going to be some good stuff. So, I mean, and the seasons are getting longer, right? We used to wait and anticipate, that tournament coming up once every 2 weeks or once every 3 weeks or once a month. And now they're happening at every single weekend. And a crazy thing I heard today, too, with Paige Pierce, yesterday they were interviewing Paige Pierce, and she was like, yeah, well, first I got to work first and stuff like that. It's weird hearing them say work and they're referring to disc golf, right? Because, I mean, looking at it, that's pretty like...
it's their livelihood, man.
Yeah, it's a cool thing, though. I mean, to hear them say, I got to work in the morning, and they're referring to disc golf, and then they're going to enjoy the afternoon and go... listen to some music, South by Southwest. It's like, dang, that sounds like a whole day of fun to me,
Yeah.
But it's
But
pretty
you got to
good
take it serious. I mean, and you got to really step into the job. You know
Yeah,
what
she
I
said
mean?
she was gonna be at the sea by 8:30.
I don't know if I can do that.
I don't know, even done playing disc golf by 8:30.
There's been times when I picked you up for tournaments and you hadn't gone to bed and it's like midnight. And I'm like, dude, you're not gonna do well.
Yeah.
Sure enough, he comes around the corner. He's like, hey man, I was +8.
First round was great.
Yeah.
Second round didn't. But yeah, no, that's huge. I mean, and that's something I think that's also part of the levels of disc golf, right? Be it in MA1, MA2, MA3 to NPO, right? It's that discipline, that knowing like, hey, I want to do this, but I know I need to do this if I'm trying to do this and make money and make a living. So, shout out to all the stars. I mean, that's 35 events. I mean, you can almost compare that to, I'm not going to say like football games and stuff like that, but I mean, it's definitely up there as far as wear and tear.
Just traveling. I mean, traveling's tiring for me, and I could imagine, especially if you're in an RV or you're maybe financially having to come out of pocket as well.
And have to
that could
worry.
be mentally draining. You know what I mean? Like having to,
especially when you're like, I need to make cash next.
That would be a cool like if they did a docu-series or a documentary of the life like. Somebody like living in their van.
Yeah, like a popular disc golf player or something like that. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. 2020. What is it, 2020?
Yeah, where it kind of shows everything that they're doing. It shows clips and from the whole year.
Chris and Rob.
Or not, it could be 60 minutes maybe?
60 minutes, there you go.
Yeah,
2020.
yeah,
Like 60 minutes. But
yeah,
that would be pretty
cool.
Law and Order, Special Victims Unit.
No, but that would be cool. But again, lots of events coming, y'all. But I want to pivot, right? Just real quick, we'll come back to the pros. We'll look at what's coming next week. That's actually my wife's favorite episode.
That's one of my favorite episodes.
You don't know what we're referring to.
Friends.
Check it out.
Check it out.
But let's talk locally, right? I want Rob to kind of touch on this because him and Hollywood went to the board meeting here in San Antonio. Again, if you're just kind of getting into the scene, you're just hearing about us, you don't really know what's going on, but need to find a way to, get into the scene more. We want to be that place that you can listen to us and hear like, oh, cool, this is going on, this is happening. But Rob, can you fill us in on exactly what's going on in the community this year and what should we be looking forward to, not just this year, but the next coming years too?
So there's a lot of things going on in the community of the Alamo City, right? There's the disc golf community here by far I've never really been a part of another one. I've stepped out of town and kind of stepped into some other groups, but I really couldn't tell you, spend enough time with them. But the community here is great. They ACDC's Alamo City Disc Golf Club, right?
Community.
Alamo Community, right? I didn't want to mess up that acronym. I'm like, oh, right, I can't remember. But
Alamo City Disc Golf.
this guy, man, crickets. I apologize.
ACDC.
I have my brother making faces, and it's just like his ears kind of moved, and it just kind of became very funny. So bottom line is that there's going to be a lot of cool things coming up. There's going to be some new courses. There's definitely going to be some new...
Tell us about the McLean change first, and then we'll get into some...
So McLean, I believe they're going to try and add a few holes. I don't know how many, but eventually they want to have 36 holes, and they want to use them, maximize the course. The parking's, an issue to get into the city. So there's a lot of land. There's a lot of possibilities there, right?
A lot of Ringo Valley's new course in Austin, Texas. It's at the brewery. It's a mid course developed by Mid over there, Guy, Chris, and Zach Jansen. Shout out to them. They're doing
a great
huge
job.
things in the community. I mean, they're hopping in on every A tier, B tier, C tier. Like they're getting their name out there. They're having the hot tour, and I think they have even every year I've been part of the hot finals, and I see the structure forming more and more, and the incentives forming more and more. Right.
And I see a lot of more sponsored players, and they're on national stage now. Like today, I saw on the coverage, I saw nothing but bands for men.
Yeah,
they're doing great
crazy.
things, and their plastic is great too. I mean, and their marketing, it's real. It's real catchy and it's real, they know, but they're most importantly they're a part of the community, and they're just great guys.
Yeah, and they're doing their discount. I mean, I will throw out there because I think they even asked Mason this on their interview today. It's like, what is he missing? And he said they're missing something in between, like that longhorn and that goat. Totally agree. So, guys, if you see this, we're waiting. We're looking forward to it.
Looking forward to having you on at some point.
Yeah, we'd love to have you all on as well. Talk about y'all's journey. I know it's been great, and it's continuing to, I think, shape into the vision that you envisioned, probably when you started this. So that's pretty cool stuff. Again, love the course. Love you guys. you're basically like, I mean, y'all are all the tournaments I play. So, yeah, I mean, I like seeing y'all be so involved in everything that's happening across Texas, and look forward to the future with that. But again, USD Women's Disc Golf Championships coming up there here next weekend.
Mhm.
So I guess
Support them.
Yep.
Support.
Support should be fun. Go out and walk the course. Beautiful course if you haven't been out there yet.
What courses are they playing?
Just Sprinkle Valley on the FPO division.
Really?
Mhm.
I thought they were playing another course, or is that for something else?
That's probably for something else. That's probably for Kodo.
Oh,
Yeah, because Kodo is which we'll talk about here, which is going to be part of the Q series coming up. So that's going to be pretty cool to be a part of. Fortunately, I'm waitlisted because I waited too long, but I'll get in, no problem.
I'm debating on whether to sign up or not, but I'm like,
His division don't fail, so we'll be all right.
Here we go. Dang.
I love Rob. I just give him crap because he's
Old.
yeah, he's kind of old, man.
Man, I don't feel it.
Nah, but he don't play like it. If you ever played with Rob, you definitely would think like, man, this dude's like 21.
Yeah, no. That's right. I feel 21.
You sure?
I know. Not, some days, you know how that rolls. You know how that rolls.
Yeah, back to it. I mean, just going. It's crazy. Yeah, going. Let's talk about the Austin Open, right?
That's currently going on right now as we are filming. We just saw the first round, so if you haven't seen it, I'm going to give you a moment to pause. I don't want to spoil it for you.
But chances are we probably won't spoil it for you.
Yeah,
this is
we got
post-produced.
editing and it's post-produced, but in case.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, just looking at it from a couple of different perspectives, like one, like highlighting, like let's first highlight the people who did good round one, right? Like looking on the FPL side of things, shout out to Kat Merch, right? I'm always kind of like, Kat Merch is so cool. She's so down to earth, man. She's very different, let's say that, but it's good seeing her at the top because she's won a bomber and she has all the pieces, but she just hasn't put it all together yet. But she's mature, but that's showing her maturity and how it's has matured.
Her putting was great today.
Yeah, dude, it looked good. It looked like Kristen Tatar fashion, man. And then Henna Blomroos, Henna's gonna always be, I say, top 5 finisher.
Yeah, she just got a putt, and that's it. That's all
dude.
it comes down to with her.
That's what it's.
She's got like a big forehand and a big backhand.
Yeah, dude, she has a bomb. Like she's a bomb. I mean, and then Kristen Tatar, she's sitting in third right now. I mean, you can never count her out. I mean, look what happened last week at Waco. She didn't lead at first or second round, and third round took over. Fourth round finished it off. Right, so you can never count Kristen Tatar out. However, weather might play a factor.
It's going to
be a second round.
It's always raining, and I guess it's the time of year that they come to Texas. Same thing happened at Waco last week. It was cold. People were wearing jackets.
Yeah,
it's like you're already in March. But it's just weather. But it's gonna get ready to groundhog light. But we can definitely look at the weather playing a factor. This round 2 and 3, if I'm not mistaken, they're gonna finish the finals. They said they were talking about having them move it to Monday in case whatever happens that you have to get PDGA approval or something like that.
I mean, I'm going to go ahead and
because of the weather
and say FPO finishes the second round. I say MPO doesn't.
You think so?
I think so. It's just going to be delayed. I mean, the good thing is that the time is back to more daylight, so that might be in favor.
It's on a golf course. I don't know why on a golf course I just envisioned lightning hitting clearer, like, you know what I mean? Like
tree burning.
It's just being more dangerous because you're like out in the open, but it's like
and it's a course. You gotta remember, it's a course they put together for one time during the year. It's not a course throughout the whole year.
I know.
So they put it together real quick. So they don't, what is the structure, like stability look like, and how are the trees there? Did they clear out all the brush that could be dangerous to players and whatnot? So there's a lot to consider. So I'm excited to I'm not excited, but I'm more like anticipating what are they going to do, right? Because that's going to be a lot of moves that they have to make last minute. So definitely try to. Sorry, y'all. As you can see, our party over here. We took maybe a little too long off.
It's been a minute, man.
But you know what? I'll take it over, no problem. But looking on the guys' side of things, right? While Rob figures this out. Right, I mean, we got some surprise names at the top, but it's weird because like with the NPL side of things, it's hard to say surprise at this point in time. So highlighting the people doing good right now. Again, this is after one round, y'all. You're probably gonna maybe already know the results or everything like that. But talking right now, I mean, looking at the first round, it's like Ellis, Marway, Gavin Rathburn, and Barella. I mean, we know Barella's going to be up there, but the other three, they're not a big surprise, but think about how much competition there is. And, where the Isaac Robinsons sit right now after day one, and the Brodies, and everything like that.
So two things. I think Paul and Paige, I don't see that killer instinct. Like, it's a walk that Paul
Mamba
has.
mentality, right?
Yeah, like it's different. Same thing with Paige. I see the same thing. I know she's capable. She's still kind of fighting injury as is Paul.
They're getting back.
And I think Paul's like, he's got a kid now, and that's where your focus is going. And that I can speak to experience, like that's where your focus goes.
Yeah.
And I think that like him hitting all those putts, and I'm not saying he's not doing the work. Obviously, Father Time is going to catch up to you at some point, right? But I think he's still one of the best. I think he's easing into. He's going to go off at some point during the year. He's going to go off.
Yeah, and you got to remember. I mean, I'm sure his practice time has decreased.
And I wonder what I don't know what his health is. I'd be curious to know what his health is.
I think he's fine.
If he's 100%, no, like he's had some surgeries that are pretty significant. You know what I mean? Like, has it affected him and how he plants and how because something looks a little different with his swing. It looks a little lower.
But just coming from like an injury, like a lot of injuries, I think the biggest thing with me was if I'm out there playing, that means I'm ready to play. For me, it's the confidence of things, right? So I feel like more than anything, and I'm not just talking about your shots, what you're throwing. Like, I'm talking about your physical health, right? Like, being able, like you were saying, he's had a lot of surgery on his legs, like trusting that he's going to turn and not hurt himself again. Or, Paige broke her leg, ankle, right? And
pretty bad.
That's in your head too. Like, oh man, am I going to turn? Is it going to break again? Like, that's what gets in my head. And so I could imagine.
Maybe that's what they're struggling with. Maybe that's what we're seeing. And I don't even say struggling. They're still shooting 1,000. Well, at least Paul is. I'm not going to say Paige, but Paul's still that are bearing with this.
Phone's dead.
Yeah, I know, right?
But man,
heaven forbid that phone dies, right?
Oh, it's gonna be a zoo in there.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy in there.
But cool stuff, y'all. We look forward to it. Let us know what you want to see. Let us know. Again, at Disc King members, we want to have a team about 10 by the end of the season. Currently, we're at 6. So we're looking at about 4 more members, maybe a couple more lower level players, a couple high level players. And again, we just want to figure out how can we help you. We're not Innova or Discraft yet, but
we're not Innova,
but we're starting somewhere, and that's all that matters, right? We're the ones. We're the ones taking a chance on ourselves. These guys, Hollywood Rob, they've envisioned this for who knows how long before I met them, and I look forward to helping them get there.
We were little kids, like, get them!
Yeah, they didn't even know about disc golf yet, and they were
like,
to be disc.
We were giving little baby fists, we were little.
He still had the little baby fist, but
the baby hands.
No, but guys, we appreciate you.
Digress again.
Yeah. I was looking at it. It was like, cool, man. We've had some hundreds of views. We've had.
Yeah, we got some cool downloads and stuff. So we'll get better about putting more content out there, and like I said, all the ways that we can thank our sponsors. For me, Gateway, Disc Kings Disc Golf. Obviously, my awesome wife, Crystal Garza, and my lovely kids, Aiden and Isela.
Yeah.
And obviously my family, my immediate family, but also.
And again, shout out to Disc Fab, shout out to Disc Kings, shout out to our family, Veronica. Her business helps out a lot too. Imagine the reaction. If you need T-shirts made, anything to do with disc golf printing, reach out to us. If you find out that if you reached out to us because you heard about her through us, you'll offer a 10% discount. She doesn't know yet, but she will. But on the other side of things too, right? We want to also thank, I want to thank my family, and I also want to shout out, as always, my kid sponsors, right? Who he actually just got invited to Worlds. So we on the lookout for him. Yeah, Junior Worlds. But Texas Junior Disc Golf, Thomas Perks and Mario Medrano, and Xavier Perks, their son, they're all heavily involved in the disc golf world, doing great things for the kids. So I want to help them grow. I want to get their name out as well. So guys, excited.
Very excited.